Aviron has a clever solution for making sure you stick to your exercise routine. It combines the addictive power of mobile gaming and entertainment to get you back in the saddle for your next workout. Are you ready for some cycling fun? Let's see what you think. What is up? This is Treadmill Review Guru. I'm Kaylee and I've got the Aviron Fit Bike with me. I've done a fair amount of cycling on this bike, so I'm ready to walk you through what's on the screen with and without an Aviron membership, as well as what the actual build of this bike is like. Before we get into all of that, please consider liking and subscribing. We need your help to keep making these video reviews. We appreciate all of your support, so if you decide to buy this bike by the end of the video or later, using our link supports us because we earn a small commission, but it won't increase the cost of the bike for you. And with that, let's get back to the bike. Starting off, we will take a look at the frame on this bike. It's steel and feels very sturdy. I didn't have any trouble with the bike rocking, even when I was cycling at a high RPM or with heavy resistance. It supports up to 350 pounds, which is a really nice range. I measured the Fit Bike to be 55 inches long by 22 inches wide and 60.5 inches tall when it's expanded to its highest range. Aviron has the measurements at 62.5 inches long. Maybe that extra length is just for more clearance around the bike, which I think is always a good idea. It weighs 139 pounds, but I didn't find it hard to wheel around on its transport wheels at all. When you assemble the bike or have it assembled, you can actually put the stabilizer with the wheels on either side of the bike. I like to have it under the screen side so you can lift it from the back of the bike without hitting your head on the screen. The only negative point I had about the frame is that there are some plastic pieces that could be secured a little better. The covers on the adjustment knobs sometimes fell out when I was making a size adjustment, and the orange liners in the post shifted around some, also when I was making some adjustments. They didn't break or anything like that, and it was super easy to pop them back into place if they moved. It also doesn't impact the bike's performance in any way, so I can't harp on that too much. So if you have another bike you're comparing the Aviron Fit Bike to, something that you've already tried before, like a Peloton or Nordic Track studio bike, throw that bike out of your mind. The Fit Bike does something really unique, which is to combine the feel of a studio bike and a bike trainer. It has a chain drive, so it has a little bit of that gritty feel that a road bike or an air bike has. It also produces a little more noise than your average belt-driven studio bike and lets you freewheel, so that heavy flywheel keeps spinning even if you stop pedaling suddenly. The bike doesn't have a brake on the frame because it doesn't need one. The heavy flywheel won't yank your legs around and around if you want to stop suddenly. The only downside to these unique features is that you can't ride out of the saddle very easily. I don't recommend it if that's something that you like to do. It just feels like there's very little resistance if you try to stand up. But let's talk about the resistance on this bike. It has 16 different levels and they're electromagnetic. This resistance type differs from standard magnetic resistance in that there are no moving magnets, so that's less to break. And since you don't have to wait for magnets to move into place, the resistance adjusts faster. The resistance maxes out at 1500 watts, which I'm not getting anywhere near, and most of you should be golden with that power output. Okay, so there are 10 points of adjustment on the Aviron bike. You can adjust the seat and handlebars up and down and forward and backward. The handlebars also angle up and down, which is pretty unique. The bike accommodates cyclists between 5'1" to 6'8". It's really great for taller cyclists, but I immediately noticed that it's not ideal for petite users. I'm just 5'4" and I'm pretty close to the bottom level when I adjusted the saddle height to my liking. But the Fit Bike has that nice V-shaped frame that allows the reach to adjust as you increase the height, so it's going to be a lot more comfortable for people over 6 feet than some of the other bikes out there. The bike comes with a sporty saddle, but I've actually been using the optional upgraded cloud seat. It's wider and plusher for improved comfort. It's great if you're a new cyclist or prone to saddle soreness. If you're more accustomed to a sporty bike saddle, you'll be just fine with the standard option. Looking back at the handlebars really quick, I do like that option to angle them up or down, but it eliminates the center grip that I really like on a studio bike. I just naturally gravitate towards that hand position, but there are plenty of other grip options on this bike, so I think most people will be just fine. The handles are textured and keep you from slipping around even if your hands get sweaty from an intense workout. The pedals that come with the Fit Bike are flat pedals with toe cages. I use these since I don't have cycling shoes, but you can upgrade to clipless pedals if you prefer. The pedals kept my feet nice and secure, so I like them and their quality. All right, so the warranty options are kind of interesting on this bike. The standard warranty comes with a 10-year frame warranty and a 1 year on all the parts, but you can subscribe for $9 per month for a lifetime warranty. We don't really see offers like this often, so let me know what you think. I'm curious if you like this kind of support from a brand or not, but let's take a look at the content now. All right, let's take a look at some of the content options on the Aviron Fit Bike that you can use if you have a subscription. All right, so this is our home screen here. We've got 3 different options here at the top and a ton of different training options along the bottom. We'll start at the top here with the group workout lobby. So this is a really nice feature for anyone who wants to train with friends or other Aviron users. You can see other users what kind of workouts they're taking right now, and if you want, you can just jump right into a workout with someone. And if you want to have others jump into your workout, you can toggle whether your workout is public or private so that people can join you, or you can train just alone. All right, so we're going right into my favorite game, which is SkyQuest. I guess the other person left out, but if there was another user here, you could see their car as well. And if the bike was pedaling, the car would move along the route and through these different hoops, which is pretty cool. You can use your RPMs to change how high your little avatar is or make it go down lower by pedaling slower. So that's one game option. Let's go back out. And if you heard that music, that's just the default music that Aviron has for that game, but you can actually come down here and change that. So you can hook up your Spotify or your Apple Music to play your own playlist, which is really nice. All right, Time Machine is our next option, but we can't access this, unfortunately. Like I said, this is a guest profile and we're using a free trial. But what Time Machine is where you can look at your saved workouts or the saved workouts from your friends, and you can jump into a workout against your past self. And then our structured programs here. So these are ongoing programs that can help you build your fitness over several weeks. So along the bottom here, you can see what difficulty level they are, how often you're going to be training, how many people have already joined that program, and then how long that program runs for. So this is great if you really want to make sure that you're sticking to a training routine for a long time. All right, now let's get into the really fun stuff. So Quick Start is going to be the option that you have if you don't subscribe. So this is going to be your metrics monitor. This is where you can view your calories, your power output, your cadence. You can pair a heart rate monitor to view that. You can view your speed in miles per hour. I will say that I noticed that the miles per hour tracking on this bike isn't as accurate, but hopefully Aviron can update that in the future. Then down at the bottom, you also have quick adjust buttons for your resistance. You have full control over the resistance, even if you don't have a paid subscription, and you can access this feature with the subscription, of course. All right, so we already took a look at SkyQuest, but we'll just open up to the menu real quick. You can choose a few different routes, and then also if you choose your route, you can choose your avatar. So one thing that's really neat with Aviron is that riding using the bike will actually get you experience points, and you can use those experience points to buy new avatars or new levels to games, little add-ons like that. So it's not real money, which is pretty nice. It's just giving you an incentive to keep training. All right, now one of my favorite features is the apps. We don't have all of the apps installed right now, just Netflix, because I've been watching some shows. But you have TikTok, Kindle, Tubi, YouTube TV, Netflix, as I mentioned, Prime Video, Disney Plus, Hulu, YouTube, Paramount, and Max. So quite a lot of options. This is kind of the highest amount of options that we've really seen on a bike, which is really nice. All right, but our next option is what Aviron is best known for, which are the games. There are tons of game options, and Aviron adds new content all the time. Let's go into Blaze Breakers right here. And you can control how hard you want the game to be. So I always like to go on easy mode. just because I'm a little competitive and I hate when it ends too quickly. Some of these games do go on forever or until you lose them, or they'll have a set time limit. All right, so with this game here, you're playing a little fire truck and your pedaling will control how high your water goes. So I'm not pedaling right now, so you're not really gonna be able to see it moving around too much, but the fires, if you wanna put them out, you can pedal harder or pedal easier to hit the right target. So it's a little bit of an interval workout. All right. So that's just one example of the types of games they have. They really remind me of mobile style games. You have some nostalgic ones like the Boss Breaker or Balls of Madness, which are kind of like those brick breaker games that you might remember if you had a BlackBerry back in the day. All right, competition games are for anyone who really wants to compete against others or against themselves. So these race games are super fun. You can control how long your race is going to last. So you can just do a quick little 30-second hit, or you can go for 5 minutes. And there are a few different types of these. And these are great if you just really want a short, really intense workout. Okay, and then onto power play. This kind of has the most options. There are tons of different workouts to choose from. So these are like more traditional bike workouts that have been modified into a game. All right, again, you can change your avatar or your background, which is a cool feature. Okay, so with this type of game, you're gonna see multiple lanes. You're gonna get information further along the route that tells you what kind of interval you're gonna be doing. All right, so to change lanes, you just change your RPMs or your speed, and then you can move over to the other lanes to accrue the points that you see on screen. So you're competing just against yourself, or you can also compete against other Aviron users in these types of games as well. Now, this Pros versus Joes, it's not available on the Aviron Fit Bike yet, but it will be soon. So the idea behind this workout category is that you'll be competing against professional athletes. They may not all be professional cyclists, but athletes that you know, you'll see a little avatar indicating their effort on the Aviron bike on the screen, and your job is to try to keep up with them. I have to say, I've used this on the rower, and the professional always disappears off the screen very quickly, and I never catch up, so good luck. It's a great incentive though. Fun to see how well you do against the pros. All right, so the coached classes are a cool feature if you want something that's competitive with Nordic Track or Peloton with a guided studio class. They don't have quite as many, as you can see, that those other bikes have, but it's a nice alternative to the games if you want to break from that type of training. All right, so let's take a look at this so you get an idea of the training style. I'm just going to turn the volume down there. So you get nice instructions on how to do the workout. The coach is pretty enthusiastic and fun to follow. You can listen to the default music, or again, you can also pair your own music for an even better ride. You also have nice on-screen cues for what intensity you should be hitting during the workout. All right, and then guided workouts. So these are a mixture of on the bike and off the bike workouts. Some of them include segments that are on the bike and off the bike, and you'll have a little description here at the bottom that tells you kind of what you're getting into. We'll go into one here. So this is a little calorie target one. So the screen here is a little bit simpler, not quite as gamified as some of the other content options, but you have plenty of metrics and information for what type of workout you want to have. So it'll give you your rest interval, how long you have left to hit the appropriate goal, and then it also recommends the resistance for you. You can adjust that up or down if you like, but I like to target the resistance that it tells me. All right, so let's look at our final content option. There's quite a lot on the Aviron bike here. You have a little bit of everything, but these are virtual scenic routes. And I really like these. They're a little bit different than what you might find on some other training platforms. Your bike will actually control the speed of the video. So if you cycle faster, you're actually going to move along the route faster, which is pretty cool. You also hear the actual audio. So a lot of times the person that's filming this was on a bike as well. So they'll interact with other people or other obstacles in the video like a bike would, so it feels a little bit more immersive. All right, so that is about all for the Aviron Fit Bike. I do want to reiterate that most of these features are only available with a subscription, but you do keep that quick start or that metrics monitor if you choose not to subscribe with Aviron, and it will store your workout history so that you can come and look at your profile and see how you were training and keep up with that. A lot of the bikes don't allow you to do that, so I do really like that feature with Aviron. Outside of the on-screen content that you get with the subscription, the Aviron Fit Bike has a few more features. There are 2 water bottle holders on the front of the bike. You can also set your phone in one of them if you want. Then there are also 2 dumbbell holders at the back of the seat. You can upgrade to a bike package that comes with 2 3-pound dumbbells, so the perfect place to store them there. Additional upgrades include the bike mat, SPD pedals, the cloud saddle, and a quick adjust resistance remote. As for the other tech features, you get 2 nice front-facing speakers. I mentioned that this bike was a little louder than belt drive bikes, but I could hear all of the audio just fine with these speakers. Of course, you can also connect headphones via Bluetooth if you prefer. Bluetooth allows you to connect a wide range of heart rate monitors and fitness trackers. Apple Watches connect, my Garmin connected. The Fit Bike offers better connectivity than most bikes. I also want to call attention to a missing feature. You might have noticed that there's no resistance knob for this bike. Instead, it has resistance buttons at the bottom of the screen. Most of the workouts will also adjust the resistance automatically, and you can override them with a tap of a button. So I didn't mind this setup at all. The only other buttons on the console outside of the screen are the volume buttons on the side of the tablet. Then there's also a back arrow to exit a screen next to the resistance controls. All right, so now I'm gonna train a little bit on the Aviron Fit Bike so you can see and hear how it performs. All right, so right now I'm on the lowest level, which Aviron calls level 10. And you can hear some of that chain noise as I pedal a little bit louder of a drive. All right, let's crank up the resistance. I'm going all the way up to the max level, which is 160 or level 16. And I can barely pedal here. So this is going to be a level for any of you cyclists who are a lot more experienced than I am. I'm much more comfortable down around level 30 or level 3 for endurance or warming up. Then you have a nice range in the middle, so it can definitely go a little bit heavier. And I'll demo to you what it's like to stand up. So I've got it on level 9 or 90. If I stand up, it just feels a little uneven, not quite as supported as you would be on a belt drive bike that doesn't have the freewheeling option. But sitting in the saddle, it's great. Great resistance range, great performance, very quick to adjust in resistance. The Aviron Fit Bike presents a unique opportunity for turning some of your bad habits or sedentary hobbies into a part of your training regimen. This bike is really for someone who's looking to have fun by playing games alone and with friends. There are also streaming apps like Netflix and trainer-led classes to add variety to your routine. I've been having a lot of fun with the Aviron Fit Bike, and I think you could too. Just be mindful that it has a chain drive, so it has more of a road bike feel and generates a little more noise. It kind of bridges that gap between a bike trainer and a studio cycle, but it definitely makes it more approachable for beginners, yet with enough resistance for experienced cyclists. That wraps my review of the Aviron Fit Bike. Let me know what you thought in the comments. If you have more questions, you can also head over to my written review, which is linked in the description. You can also check out the bike's current price. I'm seeing it as $21.99, but that could change. Thanks for watching. I'm Kaylee with Treadmill Review Guru, and I'll catch you next time.